Welcome back. This is Chris Toy, and today we are going to make shrimp and lobster sauce. Before we start, I want to do a disclaimer, and that is there is no lobster in lobster sauce, just like there's no duck in duck sauce. When lobster sauce was invented, it was served with lobster, but in the olden days, lobster was hard to get, and so they switched to shrimp. So if you want, you could have lobster and lobster sauce, or shrimp and lobster sauce, or anything else in lobster sauce. So we'll get started. It starts off as a stir fry, and what we'll do is we're going to flavor some oil, and we'll start off with some fresh garlic, and we're just going to crush and chop 3 fresh garlic cloves. There we go. And this will create a nice flavor in the sauce. And the other aromatic that we'll be using is going to be fresh ginger. We're going to slice the ginger root. Just like that, so the grain is really short. Don't have to peel it. And then we're going to just smash that so that it separates. And then so what's nice about this, doing it this way, is you get some nice pieces of ginger, but because you smash the cells, you get a lot of flavor that will come out as well. So there's our mixture of ginger and garlic. And what we'll do is we'll get some oil. We'll put a couple tablespoons of oil right into the wok. This is preheated. It's on medium. We'll put a couple tablespoons in there. And then we will put in our ginger and garlic. And you can see, because the wok is preheated, the oil is shimmering. So that's telling us that it's heating up. If we didn't preheat our wok, we would have to wait for that to happen. But fortunately, we don't have to worry about that. And what we'll add to the ginger and garlic, which is browning quite quickly and nicely, is we'll add some pork, some ground pork. And we'll mix that right in. So you can add any other kind of ground protein if you would like. So if you wanted to use ground beef, you could do that. If you wanted ground turkey, ground chicken, ground lamb, and yes, you could even do tofu if you wanted to. If you're going to use tofu, I would crumble up extra firm tofu, and I just put that right in. So while this is cooking, keep an eye on that, but I'm going to mix up the sauce for the lobster sauce, which is pretty straightforward. It starts off with some chicken broth, and I like to use better than bouillon, which is nice, but if you wanted to use something out of a box or out of a can, you could do that. And then what we'll also do is we'll put in a couple tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm using tamari today. It's a little milder than soy sauce. And a couple tablespoons of cornstarch for thickener. And we're going to give this a little bit of heat with a teaspoon of hot sesame oil. If you don't want the heat, you can just use regular sesame oil, not the spicy. And we'll just whisk this together. And we're going to add a little bit of sugar as well, a teaspoon of sugar. There we go. Alright, so that's going to be ready when we want to make our sauce. Our pork is just about done. So the next thing we'll put in is our shrimp. And what I like to do with the shrimp is I slice it in half this way. This is when it's good to have a sharp cleaver. And what this will do is it will cause the shrimp to curl. So it'll be like rotini pasta. We're going to put in a little bit of wine for flavoring. So here we go. Put this right in. Pork is all cooked. And you can see that the shrimp is starting to curl up nicely. All right. Next, we'll add our sauce. Shrimp will. Here, I'll pull one out. It's almost there. You can see how they're curling up, and that curling makes it so that it holds onto the sauce better. So here's our lobster sauce here. Make sure we get all of the cornstarch. Put that right in. And we'll. So you can see that's starting to thicken up, which is nice. So that's the sauce. And now we'll put in some thawed frozen peas. So you can see that sauce has thickened right up. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to add here are some scrambled eggs. So let me break a couple eggs right here. These are large eggs, in case you're interested. Chopsticks are good for all kinds of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to, essentially we're going to poach the eggs. We're going to drizzle them just right around. And we'll let them set up a little bit before we stir them. so that there's bits of egg, poached egg, in the sauce. And as that's setting up, I will drizzle on some freshly cut scallions. These scallions were grown from the scallions that I used in earlier dishes. We just put them in water and let the roots develop, and then when the roots develop, we just plant them outside. There we go. So those eggs have set up nicely. So now I'll just stir that a little bit more. So if you want to get fancy, some recipes would have us add at this point a little bit of oyster sauce, which would be pretty good as well. So this is ready to put over some nice steamed rice. And here we have some nice white rice. Just put that into a bowl. If you look at some of the earlier recipes, I go over how you can cook the rice. And here we go. Make sure I get some of those pearly shrimp. Shrimp and lobster sauce. So let's have a taste here. Here's our shrimp. Just like at the restaurant. So there you have it. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time.